And now, it's time for Victini Norris to read a story. With your host for the evening, Victini Norris.
Hello everyone, I am Victini Norris and today I am going to read you a modified fan fiction. It's called A Wedding Surprise, so here we go. Again. Today is the day in which wedding is going to take place. The author of this work promises this is not going to be an ordinary wedding. Anyway, in this wedding, the groom is named Barry Bilton. He's going to get married to Rafflecopter Swa 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 Swa. The preparations for the wedding gear did not go as planned. The veil Swa wants to wear has been torn into two pieces in the vertical. The veil pieces cannot stay on her head, either. She is forced to attach them with piercings. To add insult to injury, even the dress did not come out even. The legs were covered less on the front, so for fear of exposing her underwear, when she walks down the aisle, she will have her back turned. Definitely not pleasing to Barry, but it's the only way she can do it. When Swa presents her bouquet of flowers, she expected embarrassment, as her underwear gets exposed. Luckily, she didn't have to face that. Barry's eyes were locking with hers the whole time. He never bothered to look down. The wedding host, Ted McDaisy, speaks soon after the bouquet presentation. Now attention please. Ted speaks. Before we officially announce our new marriage, can we please have the bride toss the bouquet of flowers up into sky? Swa does so, jumping to toss her bouquet. It was caught by someone in the crowd. Whoever caught the bouquet is said to be the next person that we see get married. Ted says. Now comes the surprise. Swa knows that she will touch the ground. But she didn't. Now she finds herself levitating above the ground. Swa hops around to get a good view of what was going on, but couldn't go more than 5 steps, as the transformation sequence begins. First, her legs spread further apart from each other. Swa attempts to hold her pain, for she did not want to spoil what was happening to her. Then, her feet bent, until they were facing the same direction as her legs. Her knees now became unable to bend, causing her brain to detect more pain. Next, her toes became 3, then 1, as they bend into a point. Her ears now start moving further up her head and compress, until the ear holes are no longer visible. Swa's entire head shrinks as well. Barry turns around and notices something is wrong. The skin in her legs now harden into pink, starting from the left of her leftmost. More grow out of her dress, until they meet with the other. Already there. The gap at one said already there is filled with a larger chunk of that attaches to Swa bottom. Starting from the middle, a rhomboid ruffle starts appearing below it. The ruffle then appear out of the 2 nearest western, and they also appear out of the 2 nearest eastern. A smaller rhomboid ruffle appears below said rhomboids. 2 yellow crescent shapes then grow on the large chunk of one larger and further apart than the other. Her arms could touch the but no longer, as they shrink to a length that allows Swa to touch the bottom of her dress at most. Her pinkies also shrink, and the other 4 fingers shrink as well and also combine into one. Her skin is next to change, as it turns into gray. Swa's eyes were previously blue, but when she closed them to try to not let out a yelp of pain, when they opened again, the blue turned into red and the white turned into pink. Her neck started shrinking as well, until it became like non-existent. The same non-existent change happened to her nose. A rhomboid ruffle grew at the top of Swa's dress, and a yellow crescent grew behind her face, until it reached the middle of said ruffle. The ends also bent a little towards her arms. Now, her blonde hair started becoming no more. Instead, four rhomboid ruffle grew in its place, starting from behind her ears. They meet at the middle. When Swa tried to ignore this by blowing a kiss, the heart that came out attached to her head, becoming encrusted in the process. The bottom portion just touched the eyes. A gold nugget also embedded in her forehead. Two lollipop grew out of the heart-shaped ruffle, framing her ears and ending, just as they grew past the other side of her arms. Another one came out on the backside in the middle. The final changes take place. Another crescent shape grew just above where her dress started spreading out. The veil pieces had more rhomboids come out at each of the 4 points. To finally end her transformation, rhomboids came out of the 3 lollipop. When Barry looked at Swa new form, he called her a Rafflecopter now as Rafflecopter Swa observes her new form, hopping around in the process. The transformation ended just in time, as Ted says this. Now face each other and bring your hands together. Say your vows, if you have any. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Barry and Swa brought their hands together. When Swa brought hers together, she failed to realize she is compressing carbon in the air, and is creating The vows luckily were short, and she only created one. No one objected, and so Ted announced, as Mr. and Mrs. Lollipop, Barry, you may kiss the bride. Swa hurried to hide her, then rushed back to Barry. They then kissed and hugged each other. Ted took a picture of the kiss, and decides to look at it when the wedding is over. Now that the wedding is over, the crowd may depart to their houses. Thank you all for participating, Ted announces. Before the crowd got a chance to leave, Ted let out a scream of surprise. What has Swa become? She is not herself. The crowd took a look at the picture, and saw that Swa is not human. Sorry. If you wanted to take my human picture, you could have. Swa spoke through telepathy. Swa let out her cry. As she did, it echoed throughout the wedding place, as she turned into a mega-evolved Pokemon. To prove she is a Pokemon, she brings her hands together again. Compressing the carbon again, she creates a lot of them. Swa has learned Attack, a move exclusive to Swa. A Pokemon fan says, so Pokemon are real. Let's post that wedding picture as proof. So with that, Swa has turned into a worldwide celebrity. News channels everywhere say the news that Pokemon became real, starting on the day of Swa's wedding. The news also said that no more need to mine for as Swa can create them herself. Swa also chose not to attend college until after her wedding. Even when she said her last name was Swa, the teachers and students called her by Swa. She is also the first non-human creature to have attended college due to this. Even though Swa is a Pokemon now, she may have been the first human to have transformed into Rafflecopter Swa, or just Swa for that matter. Final thoughts. This fanfiction sucks. End of story. Bye. See you later.
And that was Victini Norris reading a story. Thanks for watching. Please come back when he reads another story.